Call the meeting to order. Please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome to the March 11th, 2019 town board meeting. We'll take a moment of silence for those residents who passed away during the past month. Carol Frost, Julian King, David LePan, and Robert Scherer. Thank you. Next, we need a motion to approve the meeting agenda.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Any discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Next, we need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular town board meeting that was held on February 11th, 2019.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Next, we need a motion to approve the special town board meeting that was held on February 28th, 2019.
I'll move it.
Second.
Any discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Next, we need a motion to approve the minutes of the special town board meeting that was held on March 4th, 2018.
I'll make it. I'll second it.
Any discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Next is the financial report. The month of February, the general fund, the receipts are in the amount of $20,620. The disbursements for the general fund were $406,549.90. Total highway was $80,097.91. The checkbook balances as of the end of February 28, 2019, the general was in the amount of $261,047. The highway fund was $24,312.50. The youth commission fund was $1,149.75. The Hadlock Dam project was $240.04. The Hadlock Park District fund was $384.51. The Consolidated Health District was $1,016.21. The Trusted Agency Fund, $775.55. The Medical Reimbursement Fund, $2,369.19. The savings account balances, NICLAS for the general fund, $551,038.50. NICLAS for the highway fund, $1,102,106.76. LoSAP, $15,213.48. Hadlock Park District, $276,305.07. There was a prior period adjustment of $1,082.89 for a duplicate bill that was entered in the December numbers. Next, we need a motion to authorize the payment of the bills.
I'll second it.
Is it Deb and Sam?
Yeah.
For motion and second.
Any discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? The fourth quarter actual to budget numbers were released. Anybody on the board have any questions or comments or concerns about it? Okay, it's now 6:04 p.m. and we'll open the first public hearing for this evening. The first public hearing has to do with local law number 1, repealing the dog control. Is there anyone in the public that would like to be heard regarding the repeal of the existing dog control law? Since I see no hands, let's continue on with the second public hearing. It's now 6:05, so we'll close the first one at 6:05 and start the second one at 6:05. And this is on regards to local law number 2, which would be the dog control regulation and the reporting going forward. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to be heard regarding the dog control regulation in the town of Fort Erie? Since there are no hands, we'll close the public hearing out at 6:06. Okay, moving on. Next is the supervisor's report. We received a certificate of completion from PMG. That's the company that did the LED lights in the town hall, the garage, and the street lights. And the certificate says that we're going to save by making the change, reducing the greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, by 17,831 pounds annually, and reducing the electric usage by 16,209.54 kilowatts. So, Barbara, you want to find it?
Those are fine.
Okay. I have a few pieces of correspondence, one from the DEC. They've been asked to make the public aware of the fact that the DEC is accepting comments regarding the contamination related to the Katzman recycling site in Granville. And if you want to comment to the DEC, you have until March 28th. And on March 21st at the Granville Town Hall, there will be a public meeting for anybody that wants to attend and have they want to comment regarding the cleanup site. Then there'll be also want to make you aware of the fact that there'll be a public hearing on the parcels that are requesting the inclusion in the certified agricultural districts. There are 2 parcels, one's in Granville for 2.7 acres and one's in Whitehall for 7.2 acres. If you'd like to attend the public hearing, it will be in Washington County on the 15th day of March at 10:05 a.m. The Public Safety sent a notice that they would like referenced at the town board meetings. If you want to download the free Washington County Department of Public Safety mobile app, you can do so and you'll receive emergency notifications, weather alerts, and preparedness and outages. And if you're interested in the app, you can contact the town clerk, and she has a copy of this and she'll be able to tell you what to do. On March 6th, a group of us, myself and Mark Miller, Gretchen, we attended the workshop on the flood risk project that's going on in Washington County. This project's going to last for several years before it's going to come to fruition. And it's pretty interesting. Now they're going to be able to do some mapping and using topographical elevations throughout the different towns. And Fort Anne is one of the towns that they're going to be spending quite a bit of time at. We'll keep you posted as we go along. This is not going to be something that's going to happen just overnight, but it will be, once it's done, there's going to be more data available to the towns to make certain that people who are in risk areas can be properly insured. And we'll be talking about this a little bit later on this evening when we do the resolutions. The annual financial report update to the comptroller's office was submitted last week, and the town clerk has a copy if there's anyone that's interested in reviewing that report. The mandatory sexual harassment training is going to take place on Thursday, April 18th at 10 a.m. here in this location. This is mandatory, so please mark it down so everybody knows that it's going to be taking place at 10 o'clock here on the April 18th on a Thursday. It's everyone who is paid compensation by the town needs to attend. And then just a couple of quick things on Hadlock. First, I want to update you on the suction harvesting with Aqualogic. Finally, after some time going back and forth with Aqualogic, we finally have the contract squared away. The certificate of liability for their insurance and the workers' compensation have been provided. There is one thing that I want to make the board aware of, and that is on the certificate of liability insurance. The current policy expires on 5/23/19. So the new policy doesn't start until 5/23 of 20, it'll go to 5/19 rather than go to 5/23 of 20. The request is, to pay $12,000 along with the signed application. So we're at the point now to sign the application, the contract, I should say, and pay the money. I spoke to the gentleman who's Dominic Jude, and it's certain that he understood that if he doesn't deliver us the policy at the time, that we get the money back. He understands fully about that. So are you comfortable with that, going ahead, signing the contract at this point in time? Anybody have any problem with that? Okay. The insurance documents that he sent us, they meet the requirements that we need. We asked that we have an A invest rating of A or better, and it's an A-rated company. And the company is it's this company out of Illinois, and I think his name is Evanston Insurance Company. It's held by a holding company that has many insurance companies that are financial institutions that are under its umbrella. But they are rated A, that they invest, so he meets that qualification. The harvester. I got a call a couple of weeks ago from Randy across the street at Northern Trucking, asking to meet with me and Charlie Hillebrand, who operates the harvester. I called Charlie, but he has not returned the call. I understand that the possibility exists that he might be out of state, out of country. He might be over in Germany visiting his sister. A couple of things were brought to my attention that I wasn't totally aware of. The first is, you may recall last year, the valve box, and Paul was with me when we went to over the city, Randy at Northern Trucking. Paul and I paid a visit there, and you may recall last summer when the valve box was removed, there was a crack in it. And it was taken from here and brought up to Vermont. Vermont sent it over to someplace in Canada to make a replacement. When the valve box came back, it was not the proper size. It was larger than the one that went there. And they ran into some problems with trying to get the spools that the hydraulic fluids run through to keep the pressures right. And the pressure, there's 8 different hydraulic lines, and they have different gallons per minute that they're supposed to run the hydraulic fluid through, and they're having trouble regulating. Well, we found out when we visited Paul and I the other day that the hydraulic pump needs to be replaced too. And Paul, is that the original hydraulic pump that was on it?
It was, as far as I know, nothing's changed in the last 3 years, which I don't believe.
No, it had to be, so you know. I mean, you know the whole. So Randy's in the process of contacting the company in Canada to see, know, if they can get a box, a valve box the size that we need on the harvester. And if, get a price on a new pump. It's, one of the things he's told us is that because you have to use biodegradable hydraulic fluid, you don't want the temperature to go above 120 degrees. And it's going above 120, and that's probably causing some of the problems that the boat's been having last summer. In that, but he felt that if you change the hydraulic pump and you get the new spools, that the temperature thing should be okay. He's in the process of getting prices. He got a price on a new hydraulic pump, it's like $2,600. That doesn't include shipping, it may be another $300 or $400 for that, and that doesn't include the labor. The valve box, we probably into that last year for close to like $4,200 for the valve box itself, and some labor and whatnot, and the spools. So hopefully by the end of this week, he'll have the information for reading, and so we can make a decision as to what needs to be done on the harvester. The harvester has to operate, it's my opinion, that the harvester has to operate in a way to take care of the weed control besides the suction harvester. We can't just rely on the suction harvester. And that, it could cost us maybe $10,000 to get the harvester back up to where it's supposed to be. Randy said he would try to speak to the people in Canada about the possibility of taking back the valve box. I wouldn't spend that money that quick. I don't think that's a likelihood that that's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see.
Especially seeing they modified it for their schools.
So we gotta, I don't have all the information tonight, but I wanted to make you aware of the fact that we're working on it. Somehow we gotta get the harvester back on the lake. Once we have the data, and how much it's gonna cost, I'll let you know, and we'll move forward. The last thing that I have this evening is Helen's office. Anybody that's seen Helen's office knows that it's tight like most of the other offices there. And we wanna look at the possibility of rearranging the office. And if you can picture where Barbara's door is for the town clerk, we'd like to put a door that faces it on that wall, so that they would each, there would be a door just like Barbara has, that you could have it open, so you could actually see who's coming in the building. Because when Barbara's not there, and someone comes in the building, you don't see them until they get into the main area. Plus they would need to move some cabinets around, filing cabinets around and whatnot. I'd like to go out for a bid to get some prices on, see what it would cost to move things around. The one thing we have to keep in mind is that later this year, Helen's going to be training someone to replace her. And she leaves at the end of March of 2020, right? 2020. So,
2026, I heard.
okay. So, if I have your approval, we'll go out and get some bids and we'll come back, all right?
Yeah, Rich, would that include the window as well? Would it be done around the window to fix the breach blown in or there?
I don't know what to do.
Wait a minute, it was okay when it was my office.
It's a little, we're nifty in it once in a while, let me tell you.
Well, no
When you've been here 20 years, you'll get preferential treatment also.
You're right, you're right.
We always have.
I don't know.
If we're on that page, we have to come up with a highway garage, because 34 years later.
I like it, the highway garage, you can walk under the garage door.
Yeah.
In the wintertime. So,
You can eat dinner in the middle of the winter like you're at the beach with water up to halfway up your knees. So
okay, that's, Debbie,
I'm good.
Gretchen?
To
tomorrow there's a luncheon at the library. $3 for the lunch, and I don't know what the menu is, but it's always very good. And they're gonna talk about Parkinson's disease and occupational therapy. So that should be a good meeting. I also have a lot of information from the Office of the Aging, but I'm not gonna go through everything. If anybody wants to look at it, I've got it, and I think it's at the town hall too, posted. So that's kind of interesting stuff. They do a great job with all the information they give. I got a note from a Charlie Creech from Alta Planning, and they deal with the canal, the Erie Canal, and they're having a canal challenge where you can either bike beside it or go on the canal, drive along the canal, but they'd rather you either walked or hiked or biked or went in the kayaked in it or canoe, and they'll give a patch for every 15 miles that you do, and it deals with all the canals in New York State, so Champlain Canal as well. It's kind of interesting, looks like a lot of fun, doesn't cost a dime other than to get there, and so I think we've got this posted at the town hall as well. Also, this fella from Alta Planning it's going to put up a panel of all the trails going from the western part of the state and then from New York City up through the Champlain Canal. And he needs pictures from Fort Anne because he wants to put a trailhead in at Fort Anne. And so I'm working, and Sam has been helping me getting some ideas for pictures for historical landmarks in Fort Anne and a little bit of verbiage about them. And if you have any, you'd be a good one too, if you have any ideas on what we could use. I was thinking of the library for one and Battle Hill, and we've come up with a couple of other different areas. So there'd be pictures on the on that panel on one side of Fort Anne, on the other side would be the western part of the state. So it sounds pretty interesting, and it's not going to cost us a dime. I think that's it. Well, there's a summer expo this coming weekend in Saratoga, dealing with all kinds of activities that are going to be happening this summer, spring, and fall. I'm going to be going to it and helping out with the trail, getting information about that. And it's free, so if anybody's interested in attending, it's 10 to 5 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday in Saratoga. The beach is going to be opening Father's Day weekend in June, and we have a person for the recreation, and the summer recreation, they're gonna start their program on the first week in July. I don't know what day that
I
is.
think it's actually July 1st.
Because the Thursday's the 4th.
Yeah.
So it'll be that first weekend. So that's coming along. Everything's moving.
Sam?
Yes, I'd just like to touch on the July 4th parade. Grumbellies has said they would step forward this year to organize and coordinate it, and they're looking for some different floats and those types of things to bring in. It would be start the school as usual, and then it would commence at the park. Kickoff would be 9 o'clock for the parade. Also looking to do with reenactors. We had our first meeting with the reenactors, and they would like to do something. They're very excited about doing something. One of the obstacles we have is that's the weekend that most of them go to the Battle of Hubbardton over there, because they have a big, they've been doing it for years over there. But what you're trying to do is trying to coordinate with Hubbardton to say, hey, can you do something maybe later on in the afternoon or evening so they can make and do both of them. Some of the reenactors can do both of them. So we're gonna meet again on March 24th, which is a Sunday, with the reenactors to see what they've heard from Hubbardton and see what else might be done along those lines. We're holding off on, I had discussed and mentioned a maybe memorial service for all of the individuals that had died, regardless of whether they were the Americans or the British. We're going to wait and put that off until hopefully we get a little more progress on Battle Hill, so we can use the pocket park, but also could use maybe some of the area down in there. Which brings me to my next update on Battle Hill. Currently working on scheduling a meeting for the April timeframe with Tracy and the LA group to finalize where we are with ideas to move forward. We've had conversation with Kathy Robertson down at the War Trust is called, thank you, or Brandon there. And anyway, so nothing had been done on that because when we talked, it was at the time when the government was closed. And right now, when I talked to Tracy from the LA group today, I told her I was going to get in touch with Kathy, and she said that she had just talked to her recently, and that everything we put on hold waiting the budget to be approved at this point in time, to be extended to see what was actually going to be there. But the Kathy was going to go through with writing the grant and that type of stuff for the purchase of the land at Battle Hill. So that's all I can report at this point in time, but as other material comes to light, I'll certainly report on it, let you know.
What's the date of the,
July 6th, and the parade, yes, yes.
school, 10
At 9 o'clock, yeah. And I'm sure the town board will be asked to participate in ride or vote or what they normally do at that parade.
I'm good,
Thank you.
I submitted a report and a check to the bookkeeper for the month of February for $570.82.
Just been busy with snow and ice removal, worked every weekend since Christmas. We're gonna start doing a little patching tomorrow, get quite a few holes around town, it's gonna be decent. We're gonna start posting our roads for our 8-ton limit on Wednesday. And Sheldon Rock Road's gonna be closed for mud season starting Thursday.
Anything else right now? Mark?
You got my report, 7 building permits, 1 demo permit. 2 phone calls. 2 phone calls, boy, I had a lot more phone calls than that, must have messed up on that, there was a lot more than 2 phone calls, sorry. 7 voicemails, 11 emails, 4 texts, 7 meetings, 3 letters, 2 follow-ups, it's actually probably more than that in the follow-ups, but the report was 1 item and 5 messages. So, anybody got any questions?
Mark, what was the demo permit for?
I have to, got a second, take me 1 second, to get it up here. I can't remember if it's the finish of a demo permit or, because it's the same thing with a regular building permit, is you have the LRCC 1 to start, and then you have the LRCC 2 after they finish. I think that's what it was. It was building. Just a second. Right there. Ronald Boba, Raker Road in Catskill Bay. They tore down a small cottage and they built a bigger house in that spot.
Thank you.
The historian? Yeah, I just bring up that, okay, first of all, what you had said about the boy with the 4 signs.
the Eagle Scout project?
Yeah, that's, which is great.
Port Ann Historical Society is trying to get a grant through to put signs on every cemetery that hasn't been covered yet, and a little sign just so people can tell which one it is. The Washington County Historical Society is working on to develop a sign for Kings Falls, and so, I mean, it's a winter, it's hard to get anything done, but getting it.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, thank you. Todd, you just,
You got my report?
Yep.
April 8th through the 12th is Dog Bite Prevention Week. We're trying to schedule all the schools that week. So I sent out messages today. A few of the schools got back. So we're hoping with that taken care of. Tomorrow's our state review for Niagara Markets. The only problem I see we fix when we pass the law. So I don't think that's gonna be an issue. And I'm also requesting that the town send out some sort of letter or notice to the law enforcement leadership that we can't, that we realize that we're not allowed to take and hold dogs when there's an arrest made, so that they don't find out when they're in the middle of a call. I know this road here in particular gets a lot of vehicle traffic stop arrests where they request that I come get the dog. We can't do that, it's out of the law, so just as a suggestion, I'm requesting that the town supervisors or the town some way form sends that some sort of notice out so that they can prepare for that, no change in policy. And that's all I have, I think, for me.
in a few minutes, we'll.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to the resolutions. We begin with resolution number 51.
Accept bids for the replacement of Hogtown Culvert. Now therefore be resolved that the Port Ann Town Board accepts the bid in the amount of $303,000 from James H. Malloy Incorporated out of Loudonville, New York. Resolved, the final award of the bid will be in coordination with and is subject to the approval of the New York State Department of Transportation in accordance with the Culvert New York program under PIN 1760.76. Construction will be in strict conformance with all New York State DOT and federal aid requirements, and in the event the New York State DOT does not approve the same, the town of Port Ann reserves the right to reject said bid.
The James Malloy Company was the lowest bidder, and as of today, we have not heard back yet from GPI, the engineering firm regarding the DOT approval, and I will wait until Thursday of this week before I make a call to them to see what the status is at that point in time. And hopefully they'll say it's been approved, and then the next step is they'll have a construction meeting like we did before with Ellsworth and Son here at the town hall, and move forward with this once and for all.
You want
Need
to
a motion
table-
to-
you want to table that one? Is that what it is
No,
now?
no, we'll make a motion to accept it.
I'll move it.
And I second it.
Any further discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays, any abstentions? Okay, next we need a motion for resolution number 52.
Resolution to modify the 2018 budget by transferring funds between appropriations to cover excess expenditures.
So on the motion for the resolution,
I'll make it.
need a second.
Second.
Any discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays, any abstentions? Next is 53.
Resolution to modify the 2018 budget by appropriating monies received as state aid from the New York State CHIPS program to be used for improvements to town highways in the 2018 fiscal year.
Need a motion for resolution 53.
I'll move it. Second.
Any further discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays, any abstentions? Resolution 54.
Resolution to modify the 2018 budget by appropriating grant revenue to cover engineering expenditures for the Battle Hill Master Plan and to cover excess expenditures in the Special Recreational Facilities account.
So we need a Motion for resolution 54.
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays, any abstentions? Resolution 55.
Resolution to modify the 2018 budget by transferring funds between appropriations to cover excess expenditures.
We need a motion for 55.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Any further discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays, any abstentions? And resolution 56.
Resolution to modify the 2018 budget by transferring funds between appropriations to cover excess expenditures.
Need a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays, any abstentions? Okay, next is resolution number 57.
Resolution authorizing the adoption of local law number 1 of 2019, a local law repealing the dog control local law of the town of Fort Anne. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board upon due deliberation of the proposed local law finds that the adoption of the same is in the best interests of the town, and be it further resolved, the local law entitled a local law repealing the dog control local law of the town of Fort Anne is hereby adopted, a copy of which is attached hereto and made a part hereof, and be it further resolved, pursuant to and in accordance with the municipal home rule law, the town clerk is hereby directed to enter local law number 1 of 2019 into the minutes of this meeting and file the same with the office of the Secretary of the State of New York, and be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Please, we need a motion for this.
I'll move it.
Need a second?
Second.
Any further discussion needed? I vote
Aye.
Any nays, any abstentions? Number 58.
Resolution authorizing the adoption of local law number 2 of 2019 entitled a local law setting for the dog control regulations in the town of Fort Anne. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board upon due deliberation of the proposed local law finds that the adoption of the same is in the best interest of the town, and be it further resolved, the local law 2 of 2019 entitled a local law setting forth dog control regulations in the town of Fort Anne is hereby adopted, a copy of which is attached hereto and made a part hereof, and be it further resolved, pursuant to and in accordance with the municipal home rule law, the town clerk is hereby directed to enter local law number 2 of 2019 into the minutes of this meeting and file the same with the office of the Secretary of the State of New York, and be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Okay, we need a motion for this.
I'll move it.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I just have a question for Todd. Todd, do you feel comfortable everything that's in here is gonna be enforceable?
Any further discussion? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? 59.
Resolution introducing proposed local law number 3 of 2019, a local law repealing the flood damage prevention local law of the town of Fort Anne. Now therefore be it resolved, the proposed local law providing for the repeal of the existing flood damage prevention regulations of the town of Fort Anne, bless you, is hereby accepted for introduction to the town board, and be it further resolved, the public hearing shall be scheduled for the consideration of this proposed local law to be held by the town board on April 8th, 2019 at 6:05 p.m.
We need a motion for that.
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion needed? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Next is number 60.
Resolution introducing proposed local law establishing regulations for flood damage prevention in the town of Fort Anne. Now therefore be it resolved, the proposed local law providing for regulations for flood damage prevention in the town of Fort Anne is hereby accepted for introduction to the town board, and be it further resolved, a public hearing shall be scheduled for the consideration of this proposed local law to be held by the town board on April 8th, 2019 at 6:05 p.m.
Need a motion for resolution 60?
I'll move it.
Need a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Resolution 61.
Resolution to declare surplus equipment. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Fort Anne declares the 1996 backhoe 555 four-wheel drive serial number 436141 and 1998 Morbark chipper serial number 22541 as surplus. And be it further resolved that the highway superintendent and town supervisor are hereby authorized to sell the equipment to the person or entity providing the highest offer through a private negotiated sale or via Auctions International.
Need a motion for this?
I'll move it. Second.
Paul, do you want to explain?
Tobacco we don't use, we purchased that 8 or 9 years ago. Not long after we purchased it, we bought the grate off, so we had 6 in the yard. Gotta get rid of it all, it's worth something. So last year we got it out, tried to do a little work to it just around the shop, ended up with oil and everything. Cost us, I don't know, $12 or $14. And the chipper, we got money in the budget to purchase a new chipper this year. That's why we're gonna get rid of the old one.
And the price of the new chipper is,
It's 32,640 or
so
something
you
like
need
that.
to up a bit.
Yeah, well, it's under the MJPA, I don't know, that's a question.
But you still need to go up a bit because it's over $20,000. So,
I thought that was the purpose of being a member of that or buying off state contract.
office state contract, you can do it. But do they have the state contract have the,
State contract has a Morbark chipper, which is
is it
more
the
money.
one, is it,
It's not the same chipper that, no, it's a different brand.
if you can, what the procurement policy says that if you can buy something at a lower price than the state contract, you can buy it.
I'll get the prices,
You just get,
make sure what's
whatever,
there. Or we'll have to look at it.
whatever, yeah, but I mean, if it's less, just,
Well, that was a question we were gonna ask Jeff and the NJPA,
familiar with that at all? It's the,
What's the short term?
National Joint Power Alliance.
I'll look.
tomorrow I'm gonna be, Johnny Fernandez.
Yeah.
And I'll
Check it over there, Joe.
Yeah.
Argyle, I think, the county,
I'm gonna
Whitehall.
see Hank doing it, and I'll
I
find
think it
out.
was Argyle. If not, we'll go to bid.
Regardless of all the procurement, if an exception's there or exception's there.
And the procurement policy states, if quoted price is below the state contract price, no further quotes are required under the procurement policy as long as you're comparing apples to apples and not apples to oranges. So.
We'll get it figured
Say what?
out. We'll get it figured out.
Okay, I vote aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? What do you think we might get in the sale of the two pieces?
I wouldn't be surprised if we got $15,000 to $20,000 for the fair. We paid $9,800 for the chipper 8 or 9 years ago. But they kind of hold their value as a used chipper because they're 30 to 40,000 new, you know.
Alrighty.
Just a second.
I vote, we already voted, right?
Yes.
So next on the agenda is for the public to have an opportunity to speak. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak this evening? Mark?
I just wanted to talk to you guys about this, the new law that you just voted, or it hasn't been voted in yet, but it's going to be. When I started, when Richie and I had the conversation about being the floodplain administrator, it was more, just pushing some papers, and there wasn't really much involved. It wasn't a lot of responsibility. But the new law has a lot more things to do with going out and investigating and contacting people and the responsibility of filing paperwork with NFIP in order to maintain a lower rate for the insured rates for anybody who needs floodplain insurance. So to me, that's a lot more responsibility. So I don't know if I really want to continue with that unless it's part of the budget or a position basically. Because right now it's not even listed in the budget or anything. It's also not listed in my description of my position. It's not even anywhere. We have nothing even to guide me along this position. So I have a gentleman, his name is Alton Jones. He lives down in Greenwich. He's a hydrologist, and he does this as a job. He does it for other towns. And if you would like, I could get a hold of him, and maybe he could come down and do a presentation to kind of describe to you guys what's really involved. And he would probably give you an offer on doing it for the town. And I know he had originally done that to Hartford, and we didn't really have any flood damages or anything even in the last 20 years, so it wasn't worth hiring for Hartford. But over here, Hartford, Fort Hays got a lot more issues as far as the floodplain is concerned, and so.
Don't you have him get in touch with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I certainly will.
All right.
Okay, thank
Is
you.
there anyone else in the audience that would like to be heard this evening? If not, it's now 6:46 and we need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move.
I'll second it.
Was I quick one?
I vote aye.
Aye.
Nays?